Welcome to WTUZ Radio Podcast. I am your host, Rhonda, and today's topic, I actually got this from another content creator. Shout out to Don Nicolone. She's been in the game a long time, and she was a big inspiration to me. So I saw her drop this particular content in a chat, and she said she did a show on it as well. So if you're not familiar with Dawn, check her out. She's on Blog Talk Radio as well as YouTube. I'm not sure if she's still putting all of her shows on YouTube with, a lot of stuff that's going on with YouTube. And a lot of you are probably already familiar with Dawn. So shout out to you, sis, for finding this information. It is much appreciated. So family, ciao. Hunty. This information is regarding cryptocurrency. Child, I'm literally sipping on my coffee. Because, see, I have been told y'all that cryptocurrency was going to be the new thing. I've been told y'all that. Like 4 years ago, I told y'all that. Okay? And so for all of the naysayers, and specifically those that were saying I was crazy, I didn't know what I was talking about, although I run circles around you on my worst day, I was right. Okay? But it's not about that or me getting in my feelings or ego. This is about a different thing. Because once I put the dots together, I said, wait a minute. This cryptocurrency is about more than, quote, quote, switching from a dead dollar to another currency. And no, it's not about putting together a new currency where the people can control. Then I started to think a couple years ago, wait a minute, this is a reset. It's going to be the opposite of what they're telling us, and shame on me for not knowing that out the gate. It is always the opposite of what they're telling you. So if they're telling you is to give you more control, I should have automatically known it was less control. Okay? And it won't be about giving the people control. It will be about controlling the people. And this is the avenue to reset the population. Because the currency, current of the sea, current energy, has to match what the frequency is. It has to match. Okay? So we have entered into the AI phase from an energy perspective. So the currency must match as well. So which means you have to match, because you are the ultimate current. Your consciousness, your energy controls it all. Okay? And a stronghold that they have on the populace is definitely currency. So this one, Don found in the U.S. patent. So let's get to it, family. All right. Yep, good old patent. I just love it. United States patent application. You can see the published date. Very, very recent. March 26, 2020. U.S. patent number is US 2020 /009 7951 A1. Title: Cryptocurrency system using body activity data. Yeah, I'm going to read that again. Cryptocurrency system using body data activity or body activity data. Who's the applicant? Applicant. Let me sip this coffee right quick. Is that Microsoft Technology Licensing LLC? You mean to tell me, that's the Microsoft Technology Licensing is applying for this patent? So if anyone is in doubt where cryptocurrency is headed, I don't know what to tell y'all. Because like I done told y'all 5 years ago, it's going to replace paper money. And like I've been telling y'all 2 years ago, it is part of the reset. Here you go. So Microsoft Technology Licensing LLC, who are the inventors? All I could do is look at these particular, not so much the names, but I'm looking at the locations, and I already know that these inventors work for Microsoft. Okay? Assignee, Microsoft Technology Licensing. So let's get to the abstract. The abstract. Human body activity associated with a task provided to a user may be used in a mining process of a cryptocurrency system. A server may provide a task to a device of a user which is communicably coupled to the server. A sensor commutatively coupled to or comprised in the device of the user may sense body activity of the user. Body activity data may be generated based on the sensed body activity of the user. The cryptocurrency system commutatively coupled to the device of the user may verify if the body activity data satisfies one or more conditions set by the cryptocurrency system. And award cryptocurrency to the user whose body activity data is verified. Child, let me go on and sip this on up again. So, putting a device in your body, putting a sensor device in your body to monitor the activity of your body, and based on what activity you do in your body, you get money, or their new form of money, cryptocurrency. Let's continue. So now they're going to break down the diagram. I mean, the good part about us going to these different patents, now y'all should be able to read these patents, especially when it's coming to these tech patterns. All right, so they're giving you a high-level diagram of what they just discussed up above. So provide task, sense user body activity, produce vector, generate hash, receive data body activity in vector. So whenever you see a triangle in these diagrams, that's called a decision. Okay, and it's always a yes-no path. So its vectors have desirable mathematical properties. So if it's the yes path, you're going to keep going this way. If it's the no path, you're going to keep going that way. Let's go to yes path first. Vectors have desirable mathematical property. Yes. Rehash data of body activity. If no, operations 310 or 320. So in other words, if the vector doesn't have the proper mathematical formula, because that's pretty much what they're saying, go back to the beginning. That's all that's saying. Okay, so if it's yes, rehash data of body activity. Then another question, rehash data equals vectors received from user data. So in other words, it met the mathematical formula. Okay, rehash the data of body activity. Rehash data vector received from user's device and award, and if it's yes, award the cryptocurrency. If no, go back to the beginning. Okay, so that's just pretty much telling you what they talked about up there. All they're just saying, they're just giving you the high-level technical steps on how the sensor in the body, so the sensor is representing the vector and the hash. I'm assuming that's almost like the data. And if it fits the mathematical formula, because they got to gather the body activity data. If it fits, if the body did the right thing from an activity perspective, based on that mathematical formula that they put in, award the cryptocurrency. If not, the code just starts the process all over again. So this is just breaking down, just giving you a visual. Okay. So now those of you in tech, shout out to you. Child, I know y'all like me. You're having those WTF, because depending on how long you've been in tech, I remember when they even came out with the term cloud. I remember that term. Matter of fact, I remember specifically when the cloud technology was invented. And the cloud technology it's really nothing more than, from a tech perspective, it's going to mean, from an esoteric perspective and an AI perspective, it means something different. It's literally going to mean in the ethers. It's literally going to mean in the ethers. But when they first came out with it, it was simulating, meaning ethers. So meaning the data would be able to be accessed a lot more openly per se. Because before, everything was in a closed network. So take, for example, I know it's a lot of you Apple users. I can't stand Apple. I'm in tech. So when it first came out, when y'all wasn't using it, and it was really good, that's when I was on Apple. Soon as it became popular, became crappy. Just cussing Apple out the other day because they got lazy with their back-end technology. But nonetheless, so when this whole concept of cloud first came out from the technology perspective, think of it as in Apple. And Apple was the very first to use cloud technology, and companies would not use it because they felt that it wasn't secure. And I told my peers then, y'all better start getting ready to make it secure because that's the way it's going. Oh, they're not going to do that. They'll never let their network be that open. I'm telling you, they are going to do it. Get ready. So what it basically means, just like you Apple users, you're able to get to your data from all types of places. So meaning, and I'm trying to remember how Apple does it. That's how much I didn't thrown Apple up out of my mind. Okay, yeah, now I remember. Because it happened to me once. When I had my iPad stolen from me back up in the day. And you can recover that data because it wasn't about your data being exclusively held or written on that device. Matter of fact, your data was sitting on a cloud. So it wasn't about being device specific for your data. You were just able to either access your said data from the internet without your device and tap into the cloud, or bring up your data on another Apple device from the cloud. And of course, when you buy a new device, you can get it from the cloud. Okay, same concept for my Android users, which is me. Same difference. Okay, and anybody that uses Microsoft products, you know, I'm a big OneNote girl. Keep all my notes there because no matter where I'm at, I can even pull up my notes from anywhere because I'm quote, accessing it from the cloud. So you think of the cloud as the ethers. All right. And now they're getting to the point where we read in that other patent where they're telling you that they're going to be using technology literally without any equipment, any network connection. And I'm telling you, the only way they can do that is they're going to use the true energy, which is the ethers. So all along, this entire concept of this technology was based on the true technology, the technology that they're hiding from everyone, which is really the ethers. Or I call it the natural sciences. So using natural energy frequencies, okay? So just a little giving you all the concept of what the clouds really are from the tech perspective and giving you insight of where they're going. Okay, you're going to have AI, artificial intelligence, that's going to start moving things via the ethers. And when I say ethers, y'all should know what I'm talking about. That's the vibration, frequency, energy of the planet. That's what they're going to start doing. Okay? Now, I don't know what term they going to come up with. I don't think they going to be bold enough to say ethers. I don't know yet. It'll be interesting. But so far, what we've seen in the patent, they've just said that they're going to be able to do transactions, technology transactions, without the internet, etc., etc. So I just know that means doing it via the ethers. And the technology that we saw about time travel, they said that they're going to be taking things from the virtual world. So from the AI world, i.e. the metaverse world, and bringing it into the real world. This is the next step. They're introducing concepts of you using the AI chips, these sensors, putting it in your body. Now, they're telling you to communicate with technology, but I'm telling you it's much deeper than that. It's going to be to merge your physical body with the AI world. It's going to be monitoring everything about your body and you, your consciousness. Elon Musk, as he always serves as the introduction to this stuff, he gave you that introduction with Neuralink. All right? Literally putting a chip in the mind for medical purposes, all of this jazz, 1, 2, and 3. So now we have them saying they're going to take cryptocurrency, put a sensor in the people or the person, because that's what user means. And then you have a sensor and the user device communicates with the cloud communication network, and then the cryptocurrency system. So in other words, the sensor gives the data on what the body is doing. Is the body doing the activity that they want said body to do? If so, send data to user device. Device will connect to the network. Network could connect to the cryptocurrency system. Yep. Let's give them whatever currency is deemed that they're going to give you. And back down it goes to the network to document. You got currency added to your account, to the user device, to the sensor, to the person. Now, what I'm going to predict is that this user device, that's going to even be taken out the picture because they ain't going to need it. What they're going to do is, this is just the first iteration. This is just the first iteration. Because what they're going to do is not need the user device and just have the sensor, and you're going to be hooked up directly. Okay? Okay. And so this up here with this black box, y'all, those of you that think it's a door, it's not a door, sweet pea. That is that represents the computer. Okay. But I'm going to tell you where they're going to go. This is just the first iteration. So in other words, here's the computer that holds all the data. So the hard computer that holds all the data. And these are the two cloud networks that's created on said server. Okay? So these cloud networks sit out in the virtual ethers. Okay? But what I'm telling you is going forward, what's going to happen is they're going to get rid of this user device. And what's really going to be scary is they're going to even get rid of the computer, because they're going to be tapping into the natural energy grid system, the natural server of the realm, which is the ethers. Okay? So this is the first iteration of them merging a monetary system with your actual physical body and rewarding, child. And they told y'all this in the movie. Y'all remember the movie with Justin Timberlake, where he had, it was called something about time. Now, y'all don't quote me. I can't remember if it was Out of Time. It's really a good movie if you haven't seen it. It's with Justin Timberlake. And you had to buy time to be alive. It was a computer chip, a sensor, computer chip in your body. And you had all of the minutes or whatever stored on that chip on how much time on your life that you had. And depending on certain circumstances, you can get that your time clock to live can be taken away from or can be gained. So to be honest, now that I have to sit up here and think about it, that's what this crap reminds me of. Okay? Because what they're saying is we'll be able to reward you with monetary gain based on the activity, your physical body activity that we want you to generate. Now, when this first comes out, they're going to be talking all that jazz about if you eat right, if you exercise, woo-woo, this, that, and the third. That's going to be the hook. All right? So let's go on. Okay, so this is just giving you the breakdown on how their network is working, and we don't have to go into that. Okay, that's a little too techy, but I mean, it's not too tech, but you all get the point. Okay, so we're not going to go over figure 2. All right, but you can see they're saying compute resource, memory, and then the ledger. Okay. Okay, and we kind of went over this already. The task server, sensor, user device, cryptocurrency system. We went over that to provide the task to the user device. Okay, because the sensor is already in the body. So we went over all of this already. I'm not going to go over it again. Okay, so basically they have the task programmed. The sensor in the body gives the answer on whether or not the body has performed or met the criteria of said task, and sends that information back to the cloud or network cloud, which sends it to the server for permanent record. But if it met the conditions, yep, the body performed that particular task that was programmed, award them said set amount cryptocurrency, and I'm sure they're going to set the amount of that cryptocurrency based on the type of task. If said body, via the sensor, telling them what the body is doing, did not perform said task, cryptocurrency is not awarded. Okay? But you better believe that it's notated that the body is not performing, quote, quote, said task. All right? Okay, so let's see if we want to go through this. Now that's just breaking down the hash. Yep, just like I said when I was talking about whether or not it performed the task. So here they're saying, was it within the range? So they're giving that ain't dollar amount. It's pretty much saying the same thing I have already said, except they're saying here, was it in the specific target range? Okay. Yeah, we're not going to go through that. Yep, we already went through that. Okay. All right, that's just going through the software stuff. Y'all don't need to know all of that. Okay. Because all of this, this is basic IT stuff right here, but I'm telling you, it's going to be way more sophisticated than this, because it's not going to need these physical things as far as networks, network adapter and all of that, memory, storage device. Those are all physical attributes. Where they're going with this is, it is going to be coded in the ethers, where you won't even need network equipment. Hardware, we call that hardware in the IT world. So that's why there's a difference between software and hardware. Hardware is always the physical devices. So meaning your phone, your computer, your tablet, and behind the scenes, the network, or the servers, the physical servers. Those are all called hardware. Software are the programs that tells the hardware what to do. So, in other words, I'm trying to think, what is it for your for you Apple people? It's your iOS. Okay, it's your Siri. Those are softwares. Okay. Same with Android folks. Any of the software programs, or y'all call them apps today, those are your software. And what I'm telling you is the hardware devices will be gone. The software will still stand, but what's going to replace the hardware, it's going to be the actual ethers, or the actual energy from the planet, which is hence why they have to raise up from 5G. This is why they have to raise it up. I've been and told y'all that. I told y'all that a few years ago that 5G is about the planet's frequency changing, and the new technology that they're bringing on requires different hardware / frequency. Okay? So all of this, fam, is a reset. So y'all know when they talk about how the universe is a computer, that we live in a simulation, they getting ready to show you just how much of a simulation it is. They fencing the two, show you just how much of a simulation it is, or how they create simulations. Because there is a natural component or naturalness to the planet. The planet is a living entity. So, simulations are created, no different than the computer world. So the reset is truly moving to all digital. Okay? And doing it via AI. So AI will be running the simulation. So instead of having all of this machinery to run the simulation, it will be the AI. Okay? All right. That's where they're going with it. They already have prepped the populace. They've already introduced AI. They've already told y'all about metaverse coming. They got the big players involved with ushering this in. So that is where it's going. But make no mistake about it, that's just mirroring, like they have always mirrored, the naturalness of the planet. Okay. So let's go on. Let's get to the meat. So cryptocurrency system using body activity data. This is the background. A virtual currency, also known as a digital currency, is a medium of exchange implemented through the internet generally, not tied to specific government-backed flat printed currencies such as the US dollar or the euro, and typically designed to allow instantaneous transactions and borderless transfer of ownership. One example of virtual currency is cryptocurrency, wherein cryptograph is used to secure transactions and to control the creation of new units. So those of us that's familiar with cryptocurrency, that ain't nothing new to us. And for all of you naysayers, we told you this 5 years ago. And now you running back, blowing up our inboxes. And we ain't trying to hear nothing you talking about. Don't want to hear it. Don't come to me. Ask me for no advice. Don't ask me a damn thing. You go back and pull up those threads or conversations I had with you 5 years ago. And those of you calling yourself being a guru teacher of cryptocurrency, I just straight up laugh at you at this point. Those that have not been in the game and you out there scamming these poor people, putting together these programs, having them invest their fiat into them bull crappy coins that you have. Tis, tis. But let's get back to it. Several cryptocurrencies exist. Among these, the most well-known is blockchain-based cryptocurrency. Most blockchain-based cryptocurrency is decentralized in the sense that it has no central point of control. However, blockchain-based cryptocurrency can also be implemented in a centralized system, having a central point of control over the cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is one of the examples of blockchain-based cryptocurrency. It is described in a 2008 article by Nakamoto named Bitcoin. Now, and that's Satoshi Nakamoto. So just so y'all know, we don't even know if this dude exists. Ain't nobody never seen him, this, that, and the third. I say he don't exist. I say this was an Alphabet Boys thing that put this together and slapped a character called Nakamoto on it because they wanted to introduce it to the population. It's called predictive programming. So they started this underground technology idea. This is going to free you. It's going to overturn the banking system. 1, 2, and 3. And it was really one and the same. This is where they wanted to take it anyway. So, Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, the entire content of which is incorporated herein by reference. And I'm sorry, family, I just gotta rub it in to the naysayers. 'Cause I told you so. A blockchain is a data structure that stores a list of transactions and can be thought of as a distributed electronic ledger that records transactions between source identifier and destination identifiers. The transactions are bundled into blocks, and every block, except the first block, refers back to or is linked to a prior block in the blockchain. Okay, so they did a very good job explaining what a blockchain is. Computer resources or nodes, etc., maintain the blockchain and cryptographically validates each new block and the transactions contained in the corresponding blocks. Okay. So all of y'all that hear the term mining, that's what the mining folks are doing. They're basically processing the transactions. Okay. So when you hear that term mining, it's kind of died down now because early in the game, people were jumping into mining. They was, making some change. Had all of these servers set up in their home. I know y'all electric bill was sky high, baby. No, that room was steaming hot. Probably had fans and air conditioners in there to process these transactions. So that's what mining means. You don't hear people talking about it anymore because what's happened is as cryptocurrency has become really popular, you have big companies that took over the job of mining, doing the mining, okay, or processing transactions, okay? And notice the term mining. This validation process includes, I'm just going to say, computating or calculating, solving a difficult problem that is also easy to verify and is sometimes called a proof of work. This process is referred to as mining. Okay, so they put it in there. Okay, so just basically what I done set up and just told you. The mining may be a random process with low probability, so that a lot of trial and error is required to solve I'm going to just say a calculation difficult problem. Accordingly, the mining may require enormous amount of energy. So in other words, that server is working pretty hard to solve those equations. It is with respect to these and other general considerations that the following embodiments have been described. Although relatively specific problems have been discussed, it should not be limited to solving the specific problems identified in the background. Summary. Some exemplary embodiments of the present disclosure may use human body activity associated with the task provided to a user as a solution to mining. Child, they better stop playing with me. You better stop playing with me. Let me go on and read what these people are trying to say. So, may use human body activity associated with a task provided to a user as a solution to mining challenges in cryptocurrency system. Child, here we go. For example, a brain wave or body heat emitted from the user when the user performs the task provided by an information or service provider, such as viewing advertisement or using certain internet services, can be used in the mining process. Instead of the massive computer calculation work required by some conventional cryptocurrency systems, data generated based on body activity of the user can be proof of work, and therefore a user can solve the computer calculation difficult problems unconsciously. Accordingly, certain exemplary embodiments of the present disclosure may reduce computer calculation energy for the mining process as well as make the mining process faster. I don't understand bottom line, family. They can say all the heck they want to about they putting out this technology to help the mining process. Mining. So, y'all remember when we were having the discussion about what mining really is, how that was digging in the body of the planet, of Mother Earth's planet, and taking her precious resources? Y'all know what I'm talking about, the gold, the silver, the copper. Now they're talking about mining you. That's what this is. This is mining you. This is the only reason this technology is being developed. I don't give a doggone what they talking about. This is specifically to mind you. This is specifically to control your physical actions. This is to track your physical actions, not only to track your and control your physical actions, also to track and control your mental. And we're talking a direct link to your consciousness. They getting so cold and so bold with it that, in other words, because remember when I told you all that your consciousness creates your world, I literally mean that. We went through the Alphabet Boy study proving that your consciousness creates physical reality. So if they can directly control your consciousness, isn't that controlling your physical reality and ultimately controlling the realm? That's what this is about. This is exactly what this is about. Just like I told y'all what AI was about. It's all the same, family. Just like we read through that other patent, which was much, much more scarier. Pretty much saying that bots, AI bots, were going to go from the virtual reality to the physical reality, and it's going to transport data back between the two. And that's even cutting timelines out of the physical reality, replacing timelines, creating things out of quote, they say thin air, but all they're really doing is manipulating the frequency or the energy. So this is merging your consciousness with AI. So this is merging man and machine. And they're hitting you from all angles. They're hitting you from the metaverse perspective. Now, this is the second piece of technology that they're literally telling you that they're going to put these computer chips / bots in folk for supposedly and allegedly different things. One of it was medical. Okay, that's the Elon Musk Neuralink for medical purposes. And I'm not even doubting that would be the case. The second, now they're telling you a financial incentive. But I'm telling you, both of these technologies, they're the gateway to merge your consciousness with the AI. And shout out to Sis Sandra, who brought up the point last Thursday that AI is its own entity. Okay. Now, I'm not trying to tell people what to do. That's not my business. You create your own reality. Your soul knows what it wants to experience. The issue is your consciousness, you tuning your consciousness and your soul to do what you need to do for you. It's not my business. That's your business, your experience. This is just information to make you be aware. If your soul chooses to experience these things, you should be informed on what it's really about. If your soul's journey is to experience this and you want to just experience it and play around, that's what some people want to do. Or you want to be the Neo in the AI, that is your right also. But what I want everyone to always get, it is your choice. You have to make the decision. And no, they're not going to come out and make an announcement on the news and tell you this is really what's going on. This is why we're doing it. They not fencing it to sit up and do that. It's your responsibility to know why you're doing what you are doing. It's your responsibility to be responsible for your body. I don't have to go into it when I talk about your body part of it. With the recent events that just happened, and now this is the same case. You have to consent to it. Just like with the recent events, a Supreme Court told a said press that would be a no. Because one thing about these folk, this entity, it understands universal law. It understands it better than the public. You have a choice. So if you don't make a decision, they look at you as a child, as a minor, and they make those decisions for you. If you make a decision that you want to roll with it, that's fine. But enter and overstand, you rolling with their program. They wrote it. So enter and overstand that you're going to be like Neo them and Morpheus them, trying to crack their code, crack their reality, and re-alter what they have done in their virtual world. Or you have the option, I don't want to be bothered with none of it. That is your sovereign right. That is your sovereign right. You have to make that choice. And it does not matter to me either way what choice you make. I am putting this information out here so you have the information. And of course, do more research on your own. So make an informed decision on what you want to do. Okay? So, child, there y'all have it. They're ramping it up, as I knew they would. So again, this is from U.S. Patent, U.S. 2020/0097951 A1. Publication date is March 26, 2020. So just because this is the published date, that just means when it was published. That ain't saying how long they've been working on testing and getting this together. So again, for y'all folks that was talking that crap about cryptocurrency when I told y'all that 5 years ago. And the title of this is Cryptocurrency System Using Body Activity Data. And the applicant is Microsoft. And they actually filed this patent back in 2018. So there should be no doubt in our mind what's going on with the introduction of the other patent we walked through on time travel, with them now telling you that they have stood up a metaverse, with Facebook literally announcing changing their company to Meta and being the face of the AI goggles. I'm tripping that they bought that AI device Oculus company. And now you have Microsoft. And you notice it's their licensing division. So meaning Microsoft is going to create this technology to be able to track human activity and award cryptocurrency based on said activity. So that's almost like their licensing is going to be like how you are running on your said computer Windows. Make no mistake about it. That's why their licensing division is the applicant in this case. So it's all here. They're laying it all out for you on what's going on. So now you're going to have to make a decision. And if you don't make a decision, you've made the decision, which means you're going to roll with what they say. And that's all cool. If that's what you want to experience, go for it. But you understand going into it that that's their rules. And that you're going to have to crack the code to operate within their simulation. All right. So I hope this wasn't too confusing for you, fam. Again, shout out to Don Nicolone for finding this information. Child, this seals the deal. This pretty much proves that they are going to do a hard reset across the board. This proves that digital dollar currency, it's out of here. Okay? But all of this is to do a hard reset of the realm. Okay? So this is the age where your particular soul and consciousness really needs to be in tune. You really have to be sovereign. Being sovereign does not mean you're begging someone for something. Being sovereign means, okay, hey, you do what you do, boo. But that's not for me. I'm good over here. Being sovereign means taking ownership for self. Being sovereign means you can stand with self. Being sovereign means you are a creator. Okay? So I'm just here to give you the information. I wish everyone well on this Tuesday, family. This is Rhonda with WTUZ Radio Podcast. If you are not subscribed to us, I highly encourage you to subscribe to us, like, and share. Peace and love, family.